Hello, this is Homespun again. This is another section on the very late craft that I wanted to share with you guys. The last couple of videos, hopefully they downloaded like they were supposed to. I kept getting a bunch of interruptions, but this is the finished, almost the finished product. Now, let me share with you, when we left off, I had glued the picture that I had in the frame onto the cardboard box top, if you remember. And make sure you remember which is the top, which is the bottom, because when you do your bow, you're going to put your bow on the top. But anyway, using glitter and hot glue and E6000 and a Dollar General picture frame, you can kind of see a little bit of the lighting reflecting off the glitter that I hand painted. So if you look at the video that I did prior to this one, you'll see how I started all of this. Let me turn on the light so we can see a little bit better. I don't know if that's going to help. It is raining today. Yesterday it was absolutely freezing cold, and then today it's not cold, but it's wet, rainy, and gray, which I hate North Carolina winters because it's just dull. But anyway, getting back to this, everything has dried. The glitter's dried, the E6000, and what I did too on each corner of the picture, I put hot glue, but I also put some E6000 to secure it. And this picture has a little bit of a gap where you can see me running my finger in the back, okay? And I started to cut some paper yesterday to see if I could camouflage, and realized that it was going to involve a lot more than I had time for. So to fix this, okay, to where you can't see through the picture, okay? Let me turn it the right way so you can see. Here is what I'm going to do to fix that. So, like I said, everything is glued. I have the battery secured to the back, but I can still get access to it. I can take this red piece of tape off and get into the battery pack. And I did put the batteries in, so when I'm finished, I'm going to turn it on and show you how pretty it is. But anyway, all the lights are secure in the back, and the back is truly ugly. And if you're really, really, really paniskety about the back being shown, you can cover that up with another piece of cardboard or whatever you choose, material cardboard. But it's going to be hard because you got to get to your battery pack. So your battery pack would need to be glued on the outside or taped on the outside if you decided to cover this. But you can hang this against the wall, or you can set it up against something so just the front part shows, whatever. It's a very flexible craft. But what I'm going to do to fix this to where you can't see the glass edging is I'm going to take some of my white paint that I used to paint the frame with. Now keep in mind, I haven't actually distressed this completely yet, which I will, but I would advise you to paint your frame and then go ahead and distress it before you do anything at all, okay? That's just, I think it would be easy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this white paint, and I'm going to create an area on the glass itself, a trim, okay, of snow. You know, when you look outside the window and you see the snow settling on the windowsill outside, this is what I am trying to create. So, making a snow trim, I'm camouflaging, or actually hiding, the part that you can see through, since the picture of the skates do not completely hide the glass. That, you know, in other words, you can look through the glass from the side. Now, there's a couple things you can do besides doing this. You could take some decoupage and you could line it along the edge with a brush or a sponge or even your finger, you know, whatever. This is a very forgivable craft. You can use whatever you have on hand. You can line it with the decoupage. Okay. It's going to dry clear, and you can sprinkle some glitter on it, or you can take Epsom salts and water and glue and make like a frozen three-dimensional effect along the edge here, if you so choose. You know, you could trim ribbon. You could take some hot glue and some real pretty ribbon, and you could actually glue the ribbon on the outside of the picture frame to give it a, you know, like a snow effect. In other words, what I'm trying to share with you is that you don't have to use white paint if you don't have any white paint. Okay, so you see what I've done here? Now, to finish it off, according to my preference, and this is my preference, because like I said, you might want to just leave it like that. I'm going to take some glitter, going to open it up, take my finger, and I am going to sprinkle silver glitter on top of the wet paint. I mean, this is like a glitter bomb, man. I've got glitter all through this little craft here, which is fine with me because I absolutely love glitter. Love it. It can be messy, but... And the reason I'm using my fingers is because I can control... I feel like I can control it a little bit better. You know? So keep in mind, this is wet. So, done with that. I'm going to put the cap back on. And then I'm going to take the picture itself, because and just sort of tap it. I don't know if you can see the glitter. Okay, that has to dry now. But since I want to finish up this little video, I want to show you, I've got my ribbon here. And I have my hot glue plugged in. But what I'm going to do is make an Olivia bow. Okay, so basically what you do is you get your piece of ribbon, okay, this ribbon is not a two-sided. It does have a wire running through the side, but it's not two-sided. It's only one-sided. The one side's dull, the other side is very glittery. But you're basically going to fold it in on itself, okay? You're going to kind of determine, now I've undid the thing, so I've got to start over. You're going to determine how big you want your bow. So you're basically taking it and you're folding it in on itself, dull sides together at the start. Okay, so you have the glitter side and the glitter side, dulls in the middle. You're going to fold it over on top of itself like you're rolling. You're going to fold it again on top of itself and bring it over. on top of itself and bring it over on top of itself. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. As neat as you can anyway. This is starting to, I had it folded once and I'm folding it now in the opposite direction, so I'm having to kind of readjust, but that's okay. So nothing comes easy for me, I tell you. So anyway, I'm you know, okay, so I'm finishing it up. So I have it folded in on itself. Now I'm going to take my scissors, and some people do it two different ways, but this way is a little bit harder. Let me move this out of the way. Because what most people do is they make a snip in the middle, almost to the very middle. Turn it around and take another snip to the other side and meet it so almost to the middle, leaving the very middle intact. Don't cut through it all the way because you will mess it up. The other way is almost exactly similar, but what I'm going to do, which this is a little more challenging, is I'm going to make a V. I'm going to cut it very carefully. You know when you're sewing and you have to make those little V marks where the pieces are joined together. There's my, see my V? Do you see it? There's a little tag hanging off of it, but it's not a big deal. I can always cut. I never cut it right in the middle for some reason. I don't know, maybe my eyeballs just don't work right. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the other side, and you have to be careful because you've cut up to a point here. Now, you may find it's easier just to make one clean slice, okay? So do what works for you. But be careful. Okay, so you see what I got going on here? Alright, now I'm going to take, hold that with my finger. Let me get a piece of wire. If I can find a piece of wire. Alright, I can't find a piece of wire. Why is it? I thought I had everything laid out. Hold on, let me see if it's in here. Yeah, there is a small. There is some wire, but it's kind of thick. I don't even know if I can cut this or not. Oh, yeah. Okay, yay. I did it. Alright, I took a piece of wire off of this. I always save these things. You know those things that come on bread and they come on different, you know, things. Sometimes when you buy electronic components, they tie these wire things on them. I save these. They're so handy for crafts. So now I'm going to take my ribbon that I've got going here, and I am going to bring it through the, you know, the little slits there on either side. I'm going to meet it in the middle here, and I'm going to twist it really nice, tight. I hardly ever have to buy, you know, when I make these ribbon things, I like that I can recycle these. I mean, I have wire. You can buy floral wire. You can buy really any kind of wire you want in the store, you know. But if you can recycle, then hey. So now that you've got this tied in the middle fairly securely, you're going to open it up. And you're going to allow all the little segments, all the little pieces to come away from each other. And you're going to take your fingers. Now this is going to be kind of a small bow, so, you know, it's all good. Actually, I probably made this a little too small, but you have to figure out, you know, the size bow that you want. Hey, stop. He's such a whiny dog. Really whiny. Stop. So now I'm going to take and separate these. And you're basically going to, you know, manipulate this so that it's puffy. So all the little bow, all the little loops rather are like puffied out. And you're going to, you know, kind of, I don't know how to explain it, you know, just kind of manipulate it. I mean, you can really get creative with this craft that I'm working on right here, but I wanted to show you the basics because you can make this so three-dimensional if you wanted to. I mean, you really could. If I had, like I said, the little red pearl things, I would have put those on the berries to make the berries really stand out in the print. You don't want it too high. You don't want the little nobules to be too high, because then when you go to put your glass on, your glass won't fit. But you know, you can make it three-dimensional depending on the height of the material that you use on the inside of your print. But then again, you could make you could glue your little embellishments on the outside on top of the glass too. I've done that before. Okay, so here's my little bow that I've made using that simple little technique I just showed you. And I really should have made this a bit bigger, but I actually kind of ran out of material. So now what I'm going to do, and of course this is still wet, so be careful. I'm going to take this right here, and I'm going to set this bow with hot glue right on the top. Oops, sorry. Okay, I'm going to see if I can do this without it falling. Okay. And be careful not to get your fingers in the wet paint like I just did. But hold up, let me put a dab of hot glue here real quick, because I've got the glue here on the countertop in the kitchen. Okay. Alrighty then, I got that. And now I'm going to put the bow on there on the top. Let it set for a second. This is really cute. The frame cost $1. The box came from the thrift store. The ribbon came from the thrift store. I already had the paint. I already had the glitter. You know, I already had the paint brushes. I already had the drill gun, and like I said, you don't have to have a drill gun to make this, to make your holes. I did have to go to the Dollar Tree, and I bought the lights. Ow, that was hot. The battery operated lights. I got the battery operated lights. I mean, Dollar General, they didn't have squat in my store. I went in Dollar General the other day, like a week ago, and they didn't have anything in there. I mean, it was picked over. I just don't get it. And they hardly ever sell, I could be wrong, but I haven't seen those dollar battery operated lights in there. I always find them at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to reinforce this a little more. down till it dries a little bit more. And nobody's going to see the back unless you want them to. So, you know, like I said, the back is not very pretty, but, you know, you can figure out some kind of way, if you have to hide the back. But I just kind of want you to see, I just smudged some more paint. But anyway, look at that. It's not done yet. I'm going to show you in a little bit what it looks like when it's a little more dry. I tell you what, I'm going to shut off the lights because it's pretty well done, and I'm going to show y'all how pretty it is, okay? Hold up, let me shut off the lights. It's kind of dark and dreary out today. Like I said, it's raining. Okay, hold up. Okay, let me do this. Let me show you. Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn it on. I don't know if y'all can see. You can't really see the glitter. Now, what I'm going to need on the very back is I'm going to need to have a hook. I'm going to take this in here because I want to show you the other one. I have to, just excuse the little walk here. I have to take, I'm going to let that dry. All right, I'm going to, oh, the bird. Let me see. I don't want y'all to see me. I want you to see the, can y'all see?